Alright, y'all, so this is Chris. I'm back in the building with another video. So today we're going to do Sha'Carri and her boyfriend Christian. Alright, so I was following them on my backup page. And I was mentioning this on the last video. I felt like something was happening with them. But I think because they're not like celebrities in that way. Like, she's a major celebrity in the sports world. I don't feel like people are like, if that would be like if Nicki Minaj were to unfollow somebody, or Beyonce, or so, like, people would catch it, right? But they're not catching this situation. So probably about I would say around July. It had to be around Essence. They were in New Orleans, Sha'Carri and her boyfriend. And I remember seeing them all lovey-dovey, eating at different restaurants. I even saw them standing in front of Caesars, the casino on Canal Street. And I'm like, oh, they look like they're having a good time. And then the last photo I saw them, they had a photo, I guess it was with some family members or what have you. You know, Sha'Carri went to LSU, right? So she has some connections to the city or to the state. So I saw, that's nice. So again, like I said, I had been following them on social media. But then all of a sudden, I started to notice that they weren't posting each other, right? Like right in August, September. I doing this, no, July. Yeah, July, August, September. I just started slowly seeing like the energy was shifting, right? They were posting each other, cute, loved up. And then all of a sudden, it just started to shift. And then I noticed that they were slowly removing pictures that they had posted of each other. So I'm like, oh, Lord, here it comes, here's trouble in paradise. And then, lo and behold, they had this situation. So my daughter, who's 16, going on 17 today, is her first date, and as a senior, she had mentioned that Sha'Carri was in another domestic situation, but with a woman. And I looked it up, and I'm like, okay, but this woman was accused of abusing Sha'Carri at the time. This reading today will be on Sha'Carri and her boyfriend Christian. Will this Christian Coleman? Will this affect her? Like, how will this affect her? Does she have like an anger management problem? Like, has this been going on in a relationship for some time? Is this an isolated incident? Because he made it seem like it was an isolated incident, and she's a human being. People lose their cool. Then, so, and then I saw other people like, I could see people, like they were trying to say, like, based on how he was talking, he looked like a victim talking. Like, people were just trying to put two and two together. So we're gonna go ahead and look and see what's happening with like, what's up with that relationship. Will they continue their relationship? Story, go to feed. So it's like, look like they're trying to, let's see, Sha'Carri, let's see. Okay, Sha'Carri Richardson may be done. Yet 5 U.S. track stars are adding a dent into the Jamaican reality. What is this all about? What are we talking about? I'm trying to look for like the situation where she was look like this. She's only 25 years old. Wow. From Dallas, Texas. Went to Louisiana State University and David D. Carter High School. Let's see. Christian Coleman, Sha'Carri Richardson boyfriend, speaks out. Okay. And then, let's see. Sha'Carri Richardson arrested for assault. Okay, I'm seeing it. Let's see. You know what's interesting? It almost feels like they're trying to like wipe the internet clean of the situation. Because when I'm like clicking on certain things, I'm like, why is that acting like it's like... So Olympic sprinter Sha'Carri, and I hope I'm saying her name correctly. If not, I apologize. Richardson arrested on domestic assault charge in Seattle. Alright, so they basically said Sha'Carri Richardson was arrested on Sunday at a Seattle-Tacoma International Airport after an incident with her boyfriend, fellow sprinter Christian Coleman. per the police report obtained by the Atlantic from the Port of Seattle Police Department. The case has since been cleared per the same report. So it looks like they had the situation and cleared it up. The incident was first reported by LetsRun.com. Landed Richardson in custody for 19 hours at the South Correctional, entity. Police report described an incident at TSA security checkpoint. Richardson, the arresting officer, got into a heated argument with Coleman. So basically saying the police officer is saying that Richardson got into a heated argument with Coleman, who told the officer that Richardson was his girlfriend of 2 years, though the couple didn't go public with the relationship until February. The arresting officer witnessed Richardson shove Coleman multiple times as Coleman tried to walk away from Richardson. Footage caught on security camera and deemed it enough probable cause to arrest Sha'Carri Richardson. The offense was listed as a 4th-degree domestic violence assault. Coleman refused to press charges and declined to be a victim per the report. Both Richardson and Coleman raced Thursday at the preliminary rounds. Richardson posted a time of 11 minutes and 7 seconds. And so let's ask this question. Was that an isolated incident between Sha'Carri Richardson and Christian Coleman? Was it a one-time situation where she lost her cool and, she pushed him? Or does this happen on the regular? Has she been aggressive towards him before? Was this an isolated incident, Spirit? Give me the energy around Sha'Carri Richardson. 5 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. 2 of Wands. He really loves her. He really loves her. Page of Cups. Strength card. Queen of Swords. I don't know, brother. This feels like you've been getting a little pushed around a little bit in these messages here. It does show that Sha'Carri may struggle with, and this is no excuse, there's the 5 of Cups. So there may be some power struggles in a relationship, but this could also represent, like, first of all, this is not their first time having, like, some situation like this. It may be the first time it escalated to the degree of the police being called. But this 5 of Cups could represent a dark period in their relationship. It could represent some regret in the relationship. It doesn't feel like the first time to me. It could be more than twice. This talks about, like, getting into it behind communication. Like, when I tell you, like, it could be something as simple as, like, a disagreement over, like, the most basic thing, or something that they experienced individually or through their work. It doesn't even look like cheating. Like, it literally looks like I didn't like how you said it. I didn't like how you responded to something. I don't like the way, I don't feel like it's the first time. This talks about, like, this guy, he needs to know, like they need to be careful, because this could represent, eventually this can end their relationship. 10 of Wands as well in reverse. This represents, like, again, you got the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords both in reverse. This talks about, like, this is not, like, I don't feel like this is their first time having domestic situations. He really does he does care about her. He loves her. I could see, like, if he continues this relationship with her, I could see, like, him wanting to be with her. I don't feel like the relationship is going to last. They do have the Page of Cups in reverse as well. This can represent some emotional maturity. This can represent also, too, like, the beginning of the change in the relationship. She's the Queen of Swords in the messages. The Queen of Swords can represent a hot temper. It can represent some insecurity. It can represent some jealousy, etc., etc. She's actually a good person when it's all said. Like, she's actually a good person. but she does look like she may have some anger management or not able to because she does have the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups can represent somebody that struggles with mental health or struggles with depression or anxiety. But that Five of Wands, Queen of Wands, I'm sorry, that can represent she does have a great qualities about herself. So like two things can be true. This person can have some really great qualities. People can see her as a nice person, but then she can also, she can also go there and have like her moments and different things like that. The attitude, the aggression is falling on her in with this particular situation, right? This is what it shows in the messages. Do I feel like it's gonna affect her? It feels like it could slightly affect her. She's still got the Queen of Wands aspect here, which means that like she'll still have opportunities, but she needs to be careful because what this does show her messages is that like her behaviors, things like it can affect her. Queen of Swords can affect her. Ten of Swords can affect her. That Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Wands. Those are opportunities that can affect your life. Things that you do can affect your life. Your personality, the things you're involved with can affect your life. Let me say this too. If they put that video out, that's not going to look good. Because when you see like that Ten of Swords and all that, that's like she was really pushing him. So if they put that video out, is that video going to leak? They got a lot of suppression energy here, but is that video going to leak? The video of Sha'Carri and her boyfriend at the airport. Will that leak? World card. This does show World Wide Web, so don't be surprised if we see it eventually on the World Wide Web, right? We see what happened, right? How it happened, how it played out. Four of Swords ain't going to be good. So, for example, if that does come out, like this does show the world sees it, and we get to see what happened, it's not going to look good for Sha'Carri. That's when she's going to really, right now, it feels like they're trying to suppress it. But it feels like it can come out. Like, they look like they close it, but it does show World Wide Web. And then this talks about, like, Star card is like somebody seeing something, like it being renewed. And then that Four of Swords represents to cause some stress, some burnout, right? It could definitely do that, right? It can definitely do that. It may not be today. This gives 1 to 12 months. I'll say starting now. Nine of Swords is in the messages as well. This depiction of what happened won't make her look good at all. We do see like airport stuff every now and then, but it does feel like some is being suppressed in some way. All right. So, give me the energy around Christian Coleman. Like, is he aggressive towards Sha'Carri Richardson? Is she like more aggressive to him? Is he aggressive to her? Is it mutual combat? Give me the energy around Christian Coleman. The Double card. Moon card. King of Cups. He comes off as a good person. King of Cups is you're a good person. Temperance means you got a pretty good energy and attitude. He does have the Moon card and the Devil card in his messages. That is interesting to me because that could represent like his sexuality. I ain't here to judge nobody, but the Moon card and the Moon card and that Devil card together, that could represent a person's sexuality. People be like, they can do what they want. I'm not Candace. I'm not about to sit here and shame people for, like, I know he's like Sha'Carri is bisexual. I'm not saying anything bad about him at all, but he does have some energy in here that could indicate that. Ultimately, in terms of just his personality, who he is, he does show up with temperance energy, which means he's pretty calm compared to her. And then his King of Cups. Now, this Moon can also represent like something where he can respond to things, right? Moon could be like, for example, like the way he's interpreting things or way he's communicating that could irritate her soul and her spirit. So that means that they can easily tangle up. Ultimately, he's a good person. This represents his sexuality. This can represent, like, sometimes people don't lie, but sometimes they're not telling you the whole story. That can irritate somebody. Ultimately, he shows up as a good person and not so much the aggressor. Will he, like, when the relationship is over, because it does show like an end, will he ever talk about like what happened with Sha'Carri? Card of Justice, the World card. I feel like he's going to always try to paint her in a positive light, even like when it's all said and done. That tape would have to, video would have to show up, and he still would be trying to spin it. He has the card of justice. Of course, he'll try to make seem like, you know, like it looks bad, but it wasn't it. Like he's going to try to make it look less than what it was. He has the world card back, and then of course the Empress. He's going to always try to paint her in a positive light. This is what it shows to me for now. So, Sha'Carri looks like she needs to work on her, how she responds. She looks like the aggressor in this situation. It feels like it was like just a miscommunication over like some basic conversation. It doesn't feel like cheating or anything or scheming. He shows up as being more of the relaxed person. The video does show that it will eventually come out, and this is when it's going to damage. It could damage her, right? This is what it talks about. She has the Three of Pentacles in reverse, just as I was saying it. That represents like organizations not messing with her, like fluctuation in her career, money not being invested. She needs to be careful. I would probably, if I was Sha'Carri, I probably would be at this time going through like anger management, doing some things that, so like by the time this does, it's like somebody's gonna try to get it. You know, they always got somebody jumping out the trash trying to bring you down. By the time somebody does try to get it, you've already done the work and addressed like what happened. All right. I feel like when you get that video, like when we actually officially see that video, it's gonna look bad. It's gonna look real bad. Like shoving somebody in general looks bad, but it's gonna be looking like, man, she really like abusing this guy. It feels like the relationship will continue for about a year or so, and it feels like it's gonna fall apart. So, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. I don't condone any abuse, and I know people be getting on people's nerves, and sometimes they just don't like. They don't, you know, they like being in alignment is hard. But you know, we have to learn how to keep our hands off people. Even me as a Cancer, I'm used to being like, right? I grew up with my dad saying, get that 2x4 and slap, you know, but we all have to learn how to not put our hands on people and keep ourselves calm. I don't feel like it's our first time having an incident with him where she was aggressive towards him. Like that Ten of Swords and like some of that stuff that can represent like even a Two of Swords that can represent occurrences, right? So thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. I've always supported Sha'Carri Richardson through it all. And I know she has that Five of Cups, which could represent like having some difficulty or past things that have happened to her. But I would suggest for her to like stay in therapy, get more therapy, you know, do some things that will help. Like, because this video looks like it will, that World Wide Web, it looks like it will eventually come out. And this will affect her. So take care, stay blessed, encourage, and power. Bye.